Just.
It'll go as a gain of 12. And it's good enough for a first down.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Now Kaepernick, flush to his right. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Mexico City football to begin quarter number 2. On second down, here's Kaepernick. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. Throwing is Kaepernick on 3rd down. Drops it underneath to Gore. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. He'll get a couple yards on that one, and that's going to make it 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll run it with Gore. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Now a first down carry here for McCoy. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
Really strong, effective run there out of a power set or a heavy set. 3 tight ends in the game, and that's tough for a defensive coordinator. They want to spot that lineup coming into the game early so they can get the proper defensive personnel on the field. That's why the coordinator is relying on some of the assistants to tell him what offensive personnel is hitting the field so he can adjust accordingly. They weren't able to stop him on that run.
And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone. After the penalty, it's McCoy. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. 3-4 defense, usually here you'll see the linebackers come up make those plays, but the nose tackle also vital.
That was so vital because what you just pointed out, normally he eats up blockers that allows the linebackers to get to the ball carrier. In this case, he did his job and then some, and there was no gain at all for the runner.
Now it's Smith off the bootleg, rolling to his left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. They'll set up the screen to McCoy. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. They went backwards 5 yards there on 3rd down to bring up 4th. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. He connected on his first. This time it's 39 yards away. And Boswell's kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So no problems there with that one as they're able to put 3 up on the board.
Yeah, it's pretty much a winless night. There's only a very light breeze, so it's a perfect night for kickers. And like you say, no problems with that one.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now this offense ready to head back out there. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got to...
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Now Smith. A minute 59 to go in the first half. We'll come back here right after this. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, Smith. Escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. Call it a gain of 10, and they pick up the first.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
They'll keep it on the ground with McCoy this time. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
To throw on 2nd down is Smith. Looking for someone to throw to. Now he'll escape to his right. Going to drop this off to McCoy. Complete. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. And they're going to speed things up here.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Smith. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Brandon Graham in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And Boswell's kick is good. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is yeah, that's perfect. 2, Davis, deep. I gotta go. Okay, and sorry about that. Didn't know Larry got cut off early. We are back and ready for the 3rd quarter. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. So here they come, the road team now getting the football first to start this 3rd quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. To throw is Kaepernick. Over the middle, that's caught by Rice. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage. 1
receiver left, 3 to the right. On 1st and 10. Here's Kaepernick. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Mike Daniels in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Now Kaepernick throwing on 2nd down. Flushed out right. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
On that play, as you saw the route start to develop downfield, I got the sense that maybe the run would set up for him. And he took full advantage of it and got a big gain on a busted play.
Kaepernick now on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And he rifles one incomplete. Jerry Rice, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd down. On 3rd and long, it's Kaepernick. Open man, it's Vernon Davis. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
To throw, Kaepernick. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Calling a gain of 2 as they're knocking on the door now. 3rd and goal.
You got to be ready for anything when you play defense against this head coach. That is not something you'd expect to see here in the red zone, but it winds up getting them a few yards.
They've gotten it to the 1. Can they get that final yard here on 3rd and goal? They come out here in the eye. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Doug Baldwin taking it in. And his guys have made this a 1-score game now.
Partner, that was simply an example of getting low, wasn't it?
It was indeed. And for the quarterback, so they get low the line. They did their job. Is the quarterback's job just to find a crease and dive?
Find a crease and just get in there. And ordinarily, you start low yourself, get low behind that offensive line. But sometimes they do such a great job, you can almost fall forward and find the crease for a touchdown.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
that.
Super toe.
To throw on 2nd down is Smith. And Cooks has it over the middle. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really say? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Back to throw, Smith. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
On third down, here's McCoy. And some room to maneuver. And they do get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. Welcome back live to Orlando. They'll try and run it with McCoy. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
It's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take. Puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third. And this seemingly endless drive continues. They'll sneak it with Smith. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal.
No gain. Quarterback sneak, no gain. Aren't you supposed to get something out of that?
Yeah, needed a full yard there. And Boswell's kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So they get the 3 here, but you wonder whether that's going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, you've now made it so they need a touchdown rather than a field goal to catch them. But you're right. If they'd gotten 6 out of that drive, this would be a much different game.
This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense? He's got a man, complete. Touchdown! Antonio Brown. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And his guys have taken the lead here in the 4th.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. And no, incomplete. They can't convert. So they tried to bump the lead up to a field goal. Instead, it stays at 1 here in the 4th. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
Taking it right down Broadway. Past the 20. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there. 79 yards. And the Lions have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So now here come the Lions up to go for 2. Here's Smith looking to throw. He'll get it in the hands of Clark, complete. And this one's caught. And their 4th quarter lead grows by a couple more. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And the kicker commits the kicker's cardinal sin. He kicks it out of bounds. Now a play fake here on first down. He'll buy some time right. Now he'll let it go. It's caught inside the 25. And give him a gain of 37.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better. They go play action here on first down. And some room to roam now. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. 11 yards on the pickup. And that enables him to also pick up the first. And let's see what the defensive coordinator may have up his sleeve here to try to get this final last stand and win this football game. Throwing now is Kaepernick. A dump off here for Gore. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal. So this offense really needs to make something happen here late in the fourth with the football. It's a quarter, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Doug Baldwin, his second touchdown of the night. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. He's having a nice little game. Maybe already has an eye on that third touchdown.
And how about what our producer, Christian McLeod, likes to say when they've scored touchdowns like this? He's put a tent up in Touchdown City.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
I mean, it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. On first down, Smith. Being chased out left. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Smith now to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. Smith. And hauled in by Pitta. They get 9 yards there, and they get a first down.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Now it's Smith. And it's brought in by Pitta. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. A give to McCoy. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now here's a timeout coming on the defensive side of the ball. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So on now for the field goal try, Chris Boswell. They'll spot it at the 40. It's a 50-yard kick for the win. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes.
We're awake, we're alive, got the fire in our eyes. We're the kings, we're the queens, and if this is just a dream, don't wanna wake up and let this feeling break up. We're running free, running wild, never running out of style. Got the fight, got the stuff, got the never giving up. Not gonna shake us, and nothing's gonna break us. You know the part of the song, everybody sings along. Well, that's us, listen up, shout it out, I'm talking all night. The end is nowhere in sight. From the streets to the tracks, here's to never looking back, cause the past doesn't last. Long as we're together, just keeps getting better, just keeps getting better. We know we are brighter than all the stars. As long as we're together, we'll stay young forever. We make the rules, break 'em when we want to. As long as we're together, we'll stay young forever.
Charles and I set for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup as we get a peek some of the stars in today's game. Well, will they be stars? Will you be a star? We'll find out. Let's play. Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And we are underway from the City Beautiful. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. A first carry for the Hall of Famer Marcus Allen. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Carr to throw on second down. It's complete to Brown, right side. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit. And that's what you have to do, because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to give me completions. Even when you're taking some hits, sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completions, step up and make those throws, and he did that.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. And the offense moving in the wrong direction here now as they face a 2nd and 12. Play action. Now it's Carr fighting through. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
So now a 3rd and 12 with an extra defender here in the secondary. A nickel look. And able to find Green. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down. I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains, and really it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
Carr out of throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Nothing on that one. It'll be second down. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side in the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
Here's Carr on the move to his left. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range, but boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7.
Now this is where field awareness comes into play. He's getting perilously close to his own goal line, and after that sack, backed up to his own 2.
Now a play fake. Kaepernick. Jerry Rice open right side. And now look at him go. The 20. A big play there on the catch and run. 94 yards. And now a first down following that long gain.
Similar to a slant, it's all about timing when you're throwing a crossing route. Quarterback and receiver have to be in sync, and when they put it on them just right and catch it full speed, running through a defense can often result in a big pickup of yardage.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And the play clock's running down. To throw, Kaepernick. And he's in for the 49ers score. And remember, that drive started back at the 2, 98 yards into the end zone to finish with that run.
And what do you think the guy who punts the ball was doing? I mean, when that drive started, he was thinking about, okay, catch it, get rid of it, right? When he's warming up in the net, don't step backwards and create a safety, because he was counting on worst-case scenario. And as the drive went on, he figured...
He turned that net into a hammock.
Exactly. Give me a drink of water and let me just relax.
And out come the Dolphins now. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Carr will try it again on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
I've become a firm believer over the years that many drops happen before the ball's even snapped. When you call wide receiver screen, as we saw there, I know these guys really well. They're thinking about that play going to the end zone, and sometimes they forget to catch the football first.
Throwing his Carr on third down. To Allen on the dump off. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be fourth down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
To throw, it's Carr. Steps away. He gets it to Brown. Complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A big play there for the Dolphins. 36 yards. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. It's already 2nd and 12. The defense hoping to push them back more. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Underneath to Allen. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd. Now Carr. He's got his man here. It's Green. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to find some room as they get him down after a good run. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him. So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
They'll try and run for it. This is Juszczyk. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1.
3rd and 1, who are you going to call? Not the scat back. You go with the big man, hand him the ball, and let him get upfield and pick up a first down.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. And Carr's going to keep it himself. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Oh, no dice there. That is excellent penetration. They give him no lane whatsoever to try and sneak the football across, and in fact, he'll wind up losing ground on first down.
Now a carry for Allen. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jimmy Graham from a yard out. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And he's such a talented tight end, just creates nightmarish-type matchups on the other side.
He's so good that when we say tight end, we're almost damning him with faint praise, aren't we? Because he can do it all. He's as good as any receiver in the NFL.
Well, that's the deal. He's a wide receiver, just in a bigger body.
Bigger body, a matchup nightmare, and who's going to cover it? When I sit in the film session, I just look at the coach and say, really? Really? You're going to yell at me? You go cover him.
Throwing on first down is Kaepernick. Finding time. Drops it underneath to Gore. Evades the tackler, and now some space. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. And now we're circling here around the 2-minute warning.
This is a setup play, trying to get one last one in before the clock warning.
And we've arrived at the 2-minute warning here in half number 1. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Kaepernick now to throw. Muscles him off. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion. And that one was knocked away, and I think the defenders are going to be a little upset with themselves. They made the play on the football, but that one felt like a forced pass by the quarterback. Thought he had someone open. He really wasn't. Maybe an example of having too much confidence in his receiver that no matter what, I'm going to throw it to him. And that was a play made by the defense, and it could have been a bigger one.
17 yards on the pickup there, and also a first down.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
To throw is Kaepernick. It's complete to Brown, right side. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always in a double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former 49er, Deion Sanders. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Man, we see a lot of quarterbacks try and do this. They get out of the pocket, they get in trouble, and they try and force the ball into their star receiver to make a play, sometimes whether he's open or not. And I think this time, it was definitely an or not.
They'll run with Allen. And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And it's 3rd and short.
One of the great coaches said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. And able to find Green. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Flush to his right. And an alley to run. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They fake the handoff. Now Carr rolling to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
On the toss, here's Allen. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. And Larry apparently very brief in his report. Thanks anyway, my man, as we're already set for action. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have done?
And he's going to go down. It's a sack on Kaepernick. Julius Peppers in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Now Now Kaepernick throwing on second down. Escaping, and he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using...
It got his man complete. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's 4th down. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well. Showed it right there. Gore back there is the lone setback. And he'll get it up the middle. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. That was a really nice play, be able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner. Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. Got a man, it's Brown. 23 yards on the play. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch. And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Well, there they went blitz defensively, Charles, and things were paved well coming from the linebacker position. I love the way that you described it, paved well. Oftentimes, the guy who gets home on the blitz, he's going to get all the credit. But his teammates did all the dirty work, right? They ran into people on purpose. They sometimes tugged on jerseys to hold linemen to create space and gaps. And that play finished off really, really well. Well-conceived, well-designed, and even better executed. They'll need to get the play off quickly. To throw, Kaepernick. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him. Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him. No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player. It's really something. Even when he's hitting these from distance, big-time distance, he manages to put them right down the middle, doesn't he? No doubt about that one. Never a doubt. And this is no extra point. That's 50-plus. And that's the definition of splitting the uprights. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do. And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away. Shocker. Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum. See what they have up their sleeve. And the offense will be looking to get at least some of this yardage back here. It's 2nd and 12. Shotgun now for Carr. Wide open, it's Allen, complete. And now look at this, big gain, but a fumble. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. And now the 49er offense ready to go and getting back out onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so. The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out. Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Welcome back live to Orlando. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. One receiver left, 3 to the right.
1st and 10. Here's Kaepernick. They find some open field here. And he slides to avoid the hit. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Time running out here on the play clock. They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And when you have a guy in the backfield who can catch the football, you don't just use him strictly for checkdowns or dump-offs. You make him part of the primary passing attack, because what you're trying to do is get him into open field and then let him make people miss and advance the football.
It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Flushed out right, and he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Khalil Mack. And the Dolphins getting set to go here. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day at camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
On 2nd down, here's Carr. And Green with a catch left side. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it's 1st down Miami.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They stay on the ground with Allen. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. A gain of 8 and a 1st down. That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he might have got this across midfield, not by much. They'll mark it down at the 49. Tackle made by K'Wan Short. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Back to throw. Rolling to his right. And some room to work. Oh, no, he lost the football. And now look at the big man rumble. 20, 10, 5. Oh, no, he lost the football.
It's not often that we see big plays end in disaster. We just absolutely saw it right there. They had something really big cooking on that one.
Can you, when you're down near the goal line like that on a big play, do you get maybe a little too careless, a little too desperate for the goal line?
I think the last part is exactly right. You get desperate for the goal line, and sometimes you get the ball out of him, away from your body, or you're trying to extend to get there, or maybe you're just trying so hard that the ball will come out of your hands. In any event, that's a big opportunity lost.
And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did. I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the plate. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow. Wow. So how many practices have we watched over time where the offense works on scoring late in the game and finding a way to win, as we just saw there?
Just saw it right there. Now can they preserve that advantage that they just got? And he's able to put it through. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. One possession game, time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 29. A big play there for the Niners. 46 yards. He'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make it a second down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. He's back to throw. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
Sometimes it looks pretty simple batting the ball away, but oftentimes there's some pretty good teaching and practice that goes into it. Being able to get to the receiver, not interfere, and get his hands through the football and knock it away.
This will be caught at about the 3. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Back to throw. That's caught at the 1. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Frank Gore with 6 seconds remaining. And the 49ers have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it. And this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be taken about the 12. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And the Dolphins offense now ready to go back out on the field. Look at the clock. Everyone knows the situation. Probably time here for one final play.
And we know what that play is going to be. It's got to be some sort of Hail Mary, throwing it towards the end zone and hoping someone can catch it or catch it off of a tip.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. One final try now for Carr. He's got time. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty.